The truth is that nature needs a time of being absolutely dormant in order to recover. Now, for those of you wishing to grow your own veg and be self-sufficient, what you see in here is what you need to feed 2 people, and you will be able to either freeze stuff or give stuff away. And this is 2020's bean station, interspersed with beetroot, peas and beans, French beans, broad beans I'm sure you all know, and mange too, patch of sweet corn, and our 2nd year of having parsnips come up, which is just incredible. It's unprecedented, 2 years in a row. Cabbage, or is that purple sprouting? I can't remember. Or is that Brussels sprouts? I knew it was something like that. And more beans. They've been a bit bashed about. Oh yeah, this must be purple sprouting being put out before being moved, maybe. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't do that. But the thing, because the weather's been perfect for vegetable growing, it's been warm, it's been wet, but the lack of sun is not so good for fruit. I mean, sure, we've had some sun, but we've had more rain than they would like. Oh well, last year was pretty good for strawberries and raspberries here, as you would have seen in some earlier footage. And I'm cutting out these autumn raspberries, so there's some more. So they're supposed to be autumn ones, but they've come out now, so I never quite understood that. But hey, not complaining. And here's where the potatoes were, and that's how they were done. This is one of the few years we get them before blight does. Talking of blight, this is, had it been drier, I think, and then we had wet, I think the blight would have got the tomatoes, as it does most years, but who knows, it may still get us. And if you look here, look at these leaves. That's down to how the weather is. Hot, warm, humid, damp. They don't like it. They really don't like it. And here's the and here's the gooseberries. So here's a better spring sunny day, and you can see this is the amount of space. Probably 2 meters between every post. So what's that, 2, 3, 4, so that's 10 meters. It's probably a bit more than that. 10 meters from top to bottom, but across is probably 12 actually. So 10 meters by 12. And although it looks like it's empty now, that doesn't mean there's nothing going on. So let's start with winter and move forward through the year. Now, as you can see here, the Brussels sprouts here for the winter, that's 7 plants. And the same with the purple sprouting. And those 7 plants will be too many for 2 people. So this would easily do a family. One of these beds areas here will be for leeks. You know, between the posts is generally a rule of thumb, but it may be double that, and there'll be a lot of leeks. You know, there was a row of cauliflower that actually worked. Now the raspberries, these are the summer ones, and there's more than enough. And over in the far corner at the bottom there, those going along the bottom there, that's autumn raspberries. As I say, more than enough for 2 people. There's strawberries in the middle bed, and then some spinach, and then you know, potatoes will be planted. Not a common variety, but a variety that there's a point to actually growing. Courgettes will be in here. There are gooseberries, celeriac, sometimes parsnips. You can see the cavolo nero in the middle there. It's looking a bit eaten, but you know, good healthy greens. And as we know, dark leafy greens are more essential than white roots in many ways. So that just gives you an idea of the space you need. And really, it's not much, is it? It's an average sized garden, and you see the posts there. That's where the beans grow up. You can't see it so well here. So there you got the beans, and beyond that there is asparagus. Again, you know, one of those things that if you can put a bed aside to grow them, then it's worth doing. And artichokes in there as well. You can see there, 1, 2, 3. I think there's another one, yeah, behind the post, but I'm not a big fan, so you know, I really can't be bothered. So I mean, obviously that's a personal thing, but that just gives you an idea of the space you need. And actually, it's probably most suburban gardens are about that size. You know, at least with that little grass, you don't have much to mow, do you? So you don't have to worry about a mower. And here next to it is a little fruit and nut area. We've got plums, there are some apples, and if you see the little areas there, that's where we plant squashes, all kinds. You know, you never know what's going to grow. Some years not. And here's easy reach pile of muck, and that goes on. And if you've got room to have a polytunnel and a greenhouse, then you're laughing, really, aren't you? If you can get it the temperature, you know, a perfect temperature for keeping plants. You know, if you make the conditions right in there, you can have food all year long, or even all year long. Replicating various things may not, you know, it can all be done. It can all be done. Depends how seriously you want to go into it. So here's a montage of the labours, the fruits of the labours in the cage. Sweet corn with cobs ripening, and here's all the winter leeks up in this top corner, which took me the best part of most of a day to dig over. There we go, there's the harvest. Looks like loads, but it's not going to be that many once you peel all the pods, is it? But for a last harvest, that's pretty good. I just thought I'd show you this, just because it's part of the cage, and this is actually the best cauliflower that we have ever grown here, because for some reason cauliflowers and cabbage don't do that well here. But I never realised that we would get parsnips so big. I mean, there's my hand. And we've even got the devil's parsnip. See, the beetroot are doing well now. They are doing well. Look at these onions. Look at those. I mean, that's my finger, look. They're doing well. Another line here, and some red ones, which could be Red Baron maybe. They're nice. And then this area where the leeks are, that whole area I dug last week, and that's they're planted in a trench, so it gets rid of the need to earth up. And sweet corns seem to be okay-ish. Yeah, the corns look very good. Quite a few on each one. Oh, look, there's 2 on there. And the peas coming up, carrots, and some French beans, I guess. I think that might be broccoli there. But yeah, it's only just been planted out, so it looks a bit flaccid. But the only reason I came in here now was was perks of the job. Sometimes I can never decide whether I prefer strawberries or raspberries. Okay, last one. Now what I'm about to do is I'm going into here, pulling nettles from around the courgettes. There's the beans on the other side there. Asparagus doing well. I'm going to loosen the onions like that. As anyone who knows their onions will tell you, that's what you do. Yeah, and there's all the onions pulled, and they'll stay there until for a while, and then we'll harvest them up. And you see there's a layer of muck. There isn't a layer of muck here because that's going to be done in the spring. But everywhere else, that bottom section where it hasn't been done, that's some cut flowers there. There was something growing there as well when I did it. So, you know, there are reasons for all these things. And so too here, you can see that little area has been mucked, and the bean frame is there. The rest of here is mostly and usually a tree nursery. It's now early March, and a lot of this is dug over, and you can see where the beans are. I'm just finishing that off. That's been dug. The middle bed's been dug and planted with onions, and between the brassicas and the raspberries has been done, as well as the top corner. So it's all pretty much ready for planting. You know, there's a few bits to dig, which you can use no-dig methods, but you'll have to look elsewhere for those. But I would say to dig what is left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, it's easily a day's work. You know, by a day's work I mean 8 hours of digging. Probably more actually, because it is slightly bigger, so maybe 10, so a day and a half. And don't do that in a whole day. If you aren't used to digging, you should only dig half an hour for one day. That's it, half an hour, then do something else, and do half an hour the next day for a week or so many days until you've got your body built up. No professional should do more than 2 hours digging in a day. So I would recommend doing half an hour digging, do something else, come back, do another half an hour, do something else, come back, do it, you know. I don't have to go through the whole half hours. So yeah, that's kind of, you know, that's it. And I mean, even this, yeah, if you manage it right, I think, and get your rotations going and stuff, and companion plant, and use every available space, you know, spaces in between the strawberries, you could put some lettuces in, couldn't you? You know, things like that. And you know, be inventive, of course. And you can always get some tyres in here and put some potatoes in. Saves a bit more space. So you see, yeah, there are ways. So here's the middle bed, planted with onions. Now there are 160 there. So I'm guessing there'll probably be, well, there's going to be at least 100, and I suspect we'll probably get 140. Some usually don't make it, but that gives you an idea. So 160 onions, what's that? You know, it's just under 6 months worth of having an onion a day. So yeah, thanks for watching. I really hope that helps. See you next time. Ta-ra.